Hey everybody, it's Gus from Askewed Reviews, and it's Saturday, so you know what that means. It's a new episode of Cinema Society Saturday. And if you're not aware of what that is, that's where me and a bunch of other people who love horror movies have come together, and each week we are randomly given a theme. We then partner up and give our partner a movie that fits within the theme, and then we review that film. So the theme for this week was found footage horror. And I actually ended up with two partners for this week. My first video, I was partnered with Bambi, also known as That One Final Girl. Now, if you're not already following her, definitely go and do so. So for this week, Bambi gave me the movie Host. Host is a 2020 film directed and co written by Rob Savage. So I'm not normally the biggest fan of found footage horror, but this time around I was pleasantly surprised. Host ended up being really good. In fact, good enough that it might be in my top 5 or more likely top 10 favorite found footage horror movies. So let me tell you about the concept for this one. It takes place during the pandemic, where six friends decide that the way to while away the time is to actually try and do a seance over Zoom. Now, one of the friends actually knows someone who can host the seance, and they have her come into their chat, and she begins the process of having each one of them getting into the mood, turning off the lights, lighting a candle, having an item that has some sort of interesting connection to them as well. Now, probably to no one's surprise, not everyone involved is taking this seriously. That ends up being a problem, though. At one point, the woman who's running the seance ends up losing internet connection. So now it's just the six of them, and one by one, they begin noticing some really creepy things are now happening within their own homes. And without the person running the seance there, it seems to be completely running amok. So, whether this is a ghost, a vengeful spirit, or even a demon, these six people now have to figure out how to deal with it without really knowing what they're doing. So I'll leave it off there, as you should definitely check this one out for yourselves. It's currently streaming for free on Shudder, AMC Plus, and Hoopla. Now, for me on my scale, I'm giving Host a 4 out of 5. Now, going back to my partner Bambi, as I mentioned, you should definitely be following her if you're not already doing so. Not only does she have great content about horror movies, but also books, and she's one of the few people that I'm doing Creature Madness with, which if you haven't seen those before, definitely check out those videos as well. Now, two more things about Bambi. Number one, let's try to see if we can get her up to 2,000 followers. And number two, keep an eye out for the movie that I gave her to review, which was the 2022 film Deadstream. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cinema Society Saturday. Keep an eye out for all of the other people involved with CSS by looking up the hashtag Cinema Society Saturday. And lastly, keep an eye out as I'm going to be putting a second video out today as I have a second partner.